Welcome back to English with Stories. Today, we're going to learn English through the story and the mindset of Bruce Lee, a man who changed how the world sees strength. Not just physical strength, but mental strength, the power to stay calm, focused, and confident in any situation. Bruce Lee was more than a fighter. He was a thinker, a philosopher, a teacher. His mind was sharper than any punch he ever threw. Let's explore how his mindset turned him into a legend, and along the way, you'll learn useful English words and expressions that you can use in your daily life. Bruce Lee once said, "Be water, my friend." It sounds simple, right? But it hides a deep lesson about flexibility and control. Vocabulary: be flexible, means to be open to change and able to adjust when life doesn't go as planned. For example, if it rains on your picnic day, and you decide to go to a cafe instead, you're being flexible. Bruce Lee believed that life is always changing, just like water. And if we stay rigid, too strict with our plans or our thoughts, we break. But if we adapt, we survive. This was not just philosophy for Bruce. It was how he lived. When he was young, Bruce often got into fights in Hong Kong. He was fast, strong, but also emotional. He wanted to win every fight, to prove something. But later, when he studied philosophy and martial arts deeply, he learned something powerful: the real fight is not with others, it's with yourself. Vocabulary: to prove yourself, means to show others that you're capable or strong. For example, at my new job, I worked hard to prove myself. Bruce realized that confidence doesn't come from defeating others, it comes from mastering your own emotions. He once said, "The successful warrior is the average man, with laser-like focus." He believed that you don't need to be superhuman. You just need focus, the ability to concentrate on one thing at a time. In today's world, we're always distracted, by phones, messages, social media. But Bruce trained his mind to stay on one thing until it was complete. Vocabulary: to stay focused, means to keep your attention on something without getting distracted. Example: it's hard to stay focused when your phone keeps buzzing. For Bruce, focus was like a muscle. The more you trained it, the stronger it got. Another key part of Bruce Lee's mindset was simplicity. He said, "It's not the daily increase, but daily decrease." Hack away at the unessential. He believed that most people try to add more to their lives, more goals, more habits, more noise. But true mastery comes when you remove what doesn't matter. Vocabulary: unessential, means not necessary or not important. Bruce simplified his movements, his training, his thoughts. He removed everything extra, and what remained was pure strength and purpose. But this mindset didn't come easily. When Bruce moved to the United States, he faced discrimination. Many schools refused to teach him because he was Chinese. Instead of getting angry, he used that pain as fuel. He began teaching his own students, of every race, background, and style, because he believed knowledge should be shared, not hidden. Vocabulary: to use something as fuel, means to turn a negative thing into motivation. Example: he used his failure as fuel to try again. And that's what Bruce did. Every rejection made him stronger, not weaker. Bruce also believed that learning never ends. Even after becoming famous, he studied constantly: philosophy, psychology, anatomy, and film. He said, "Absorb what is useful, discard what is not, add what is uniquely your own." That means don't just copy others, learn from them, but make your own version of it. Vocabulary: to discard, means to throw away something you don't need. Example: you should discard bad habits that waste your time. Bruce's mindset teaches us that growth comes from curiosity and honesty with ourselves. He also talked often about self-control. He said, if you spend too much time thinking about a thing, you'll never get it done. He understood that sometimes our mind becomes our own enemy. We think, we doubt, we hesitate, and the opportunity disappears. Bruce taught himself to act, to take action even when things weren't perfect. Vocabulary: to hesitate means to stop for a moment before doing something because you're unsure. Example: she hesitated before jumping into the cold water. For Bruce, hesitation was the difference between success and regret. Now, let's look at how he trained his mind. He practiced discipline every single day, not just in martial arts, but in how he ate, slept, and studied. He believed discipline was freedom, because when you control your habits don't control you. Vocabulary: discipline means doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. Example: waking up early every day requires discipline. Bruce's day was organized like a soldier's. But inside, he was calm, because his routine gave him peace. Even when Bruce became a Hollywood star, he never let fame change him. In interviews, he often spoke softly and smiled. You could see his calm confidence. He said, "Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Willing is not enough, we must do." That's a reminder for all of us learning English too. Knowing new words is not enough, we must use them, speak them, practice them. Just like Bruce trained his body through action, we train our language through practice. Vocabulary: to apply means to use something in a real situation. Example: you should apply the new vocabulary in your conversations. But Bruce's journey was not without pain. He suffered serious injuries that nearly ended his career. During his recovery, he couldn't move for weeks, but he used that time to write his book, The Tao of Jeet Kune Do. He turned pain into creativity. Vocabulary: recovery means the time when you heal after being sick or hurt. Example: after the accident, his recovery took 3 months. This shows another side of his mindset, that every obstacle can become an opportunity if you face it with patience and strength. Bruce Lee died very young, at just 32 years old. But in that short time, he inspired millions. His philosophy went beyond fighting. It was about becoming the best version of yourself. He believed that the mind shapes the body, and the body shapes the mind. If you train both, you can face anything in life. Vocabulary: to face something means to deal with it bravely, not run away. Example: she faced her fear of speaking in public. That's what Bruce taught: face your fears, don't hide from them. Let's end with one of his most beautiful ideas: empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Water can fit into any cup, flow around any obstacle, and even carve mountains over time. That's how our mindset should be: calm, adaptable, and strong. Vocabulary: adaptable means able to adjust to different situations. Example: if you move to a new country, you must be adaptable. When you practice this kind of mindset, life feels lighter, not because it's easier, but because you're stronger inside. So, what can we learn from Bruce Lee's mindset? Stay flexible, life will not always follow your plan. Focus deeply, train your attention like a muscle. Keep things simple, remove what doesn't matter. Use pain as fuel, let failure make you stronger. Take action, don't overthink. Stay disciplined, your habits build your success. Be adaptable, flow like water. If you remember these lessons, you're not just learning English, you're learning how to grow as a person. And as Bruce Lee said, the key to immortality is first living a life worth remembering. Thank you for listening to this story on English with Stories. If you learned new words today, try using them in your own sentences in the comments below. And remember, learning English is not about perfection. It's about progress, one small step at a time.